It's a great day, folks. We're glad to have you viewing here at Lake TV. My name is Mike Courier, and I have one of the luckiest jobs in the lake, and today is going to be even better. I got two nice guests today that everybody knows what's coming on is the Shootout here at Lake of the Ozarks, and I have the two head guys, Ron Dugan. Glad to have you on the show. You're my first one I've had as a repeat. Mark Masson, you're one of the operants of the whole thing too, and so we're going to find out all about the Shootout and what's going to be going on, and I'll just sit back and enjoy it too. Ron, when this got started 25 years ago, it says up here, what in the world were you thinking?
Well, I wasn't involved in it 25 years ago. I was one of the guys that just went out in the boat and hung out on the line and swam and played. We got involved 6 years ago.
6 years ago, okay,
Yeah.
now I know.
Yeah, when they tore Shooters 21 down, obviously they looked for a new home, and you know, we started thinking we had a pretty good place over there. We could host this, and so I got some guys like Mark and Kent Morris and a few of my friends together, and we had a little meeting. I think there was 10 of us at the first meeting,
Yep.
and we sat down and said, you know, is this something that we can pull off, you know, and of course everybody looked at my facilities and said, that's probably not going to happen here, but I kept promising everybody we would make some changes down there.
You sure did.
We did make some changes. We put it on the fast track, but yeah, I mean, you know, we kind of talked about what our vision was for the event, and if we got it, you know, what we could do with it. So we started putting a plan together and presented it to the Water Patrol and to the fire departments, and after
And presented it.
and
presented it.
we did a
and
few
presented
times,
it.
but after a few presentations, they decided that they put their trust in us that we could handle something like this. And then, you know, these guys went to work as far as organizing the event, and I went to work with getting my property updated and doing some improvements down there. And I think we put about $3.5 million into the property in less than 9 months. And but we got it ready and pulled off the first year, and it's been going pretty strong ever since.
Well, I think everybody knows that Ron Dugan is the proprietor and operator of Captain Ron's Resort Marina, and you don't do it all by yourself.
Oh, heavens no.
But and I want people to know that you could do a little bit, but all that's done is through the benefit of all the other people that you've gotten into the circle of this. And Mark, you're one of them. There's lots of others. Tell us what your role is.
Well, I'm vice president of the Shootout Corporation, and I do just a little bit of whatever needed. We started out as doing some sponsorships and that kind of thing, and a lot of the sponsorships have become repetitive, so I don't do a lot of that anymore. They just kind of call Ron, and we just go
Beg to
along
get
with
on,
it.
don't
Beg,
they?
We want to do it, and so that's been good. So I just kind of fill in kind of wherever. We do sponsor the poker run. We do quite a bit of stuff with the golf tournament as far as sponsorships and different things. So we're heavily involved in that. We still bring our big lift we bring down there for the cats to get on with the rear work platform. They pull on, they change tunnel tabs, set spacings, they change props. Anything they want to do, check the bottom. You name. We've had them where they come in, they're sinking, and they put on and they fix their problem, and they go back out and boat. So and continue to compete.
Well, I've known the name of your business for a long time because it's right across the street from the school where I was, and I knew it didn't have anything to do with lifting heavy parrots.
No.
But what does Polylift do? I mean, what's your service here at the lake? Because you have a couple business areas too, and I want to give them a promote.
Right. We do. All we do is boat lifts, and that's all we do. And we do anything from personal watercraft to the 50-foot cruisers. It doesn't matter what's out there. We can pick it up. We can take care of it. And we do it in new form, used form, whatever it may be. We manufacture the lift ourselves. Everything is done right there in Sunrise Beach. It comes in as raw material and it leaves as a completed project. We ship all over the United States, some through the Shootout. Nortec Powerboats has sent me to Norway. I've been to Malabo, Equatorial New Guinea to put a lift in Africa. We've got one working in, some stuff working in the British Virgin Islands now. Canada, Mexico.
International, right out of Sunrise Beach. Isn't that amazing?
Little Sunrise Beach, Missouri. We have about 45 employees, which
Wow.
most people don't realize.
Big.
Our dad passed away about 4 years ago, and Mike and I have continued on, and we just do his vision, which is service first, and then we'll sell product later.
That's great. So, well, tell us what's going to be going on now. What's up next, and then.
I'm just going day to day right now.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, we start tomorrow night. I mean, we start, and again, one of our goals when we sat down in the beginning was to make this event not just a weekend event. You know, we wanted to expand it. We wanted to make it, you know, a weekend to weekend event. You know, a 10-day event with something going on every day, and that way people would not just come down for the weekend, but they would come down, stay the week, and join in some of the activities. And so we've actually spent the last 5 years working on that. We accomplished that goal last year, I think it was, when we finally had enough events, you know, to go weekend to weekend. And
So is the kickoff event the one up there in Laurie City Park at the fairgrounds?
actually, it's not. It kicks off with the mini shootout.
Shootout.
The mini shootout is at Kelly's Landing at the 60-mile mark. And they have the registration and the kind of the pre-party and stuff.
That's not the paddle boats, is it?
No, it's not. It's the remote control boats.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I always envision remote control boats of these little things you buy at Walmart, you know, and they
Cruise around.
put them out in the lake, you know, and then the battery dies and you got to swim out and get them. No, it's a little bit different than that. I mean, these are 3-foot long boats.
5 foot long.
5 foot long.
Some are up to 5.
He's got one, so he knows a little bit more about the mini shootout boats than I do. But they're something. I mean, they're expecting speeds to be 100 miles an hour or maybe even more this year. But we moved it up a couple of years ago to Kelly's Landing, and it's a great facility for this. It's got a real level area for public viewing. It's got a big bluff on the other side, so it's protected from some of the wind and that. It's in the back of the cove, so you're not.
So how long a stretch do they race?
I don't remember.
I think it's 300 feet.
A football field in.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they're running, and then there's the one goal line.
And they hit them with the radar gun and see what their speed is.
And
it's
it's
just
called how the big one runs. Only just a small version.
right.
Okay.
But yeah, with the radar guns and the whole bit. But it's really
all
a
the
neat
decals and the sponsorships.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah, some of them, yeah.
Some of them look just like the big race boats, and yeah, the paint jobs are amazing on them,
some are
and
crazy.
the thing is, it's like a racer village down there on the property. Everybody's got their tents up. They've got their workshops there in their tents. So you know, if something's wrong with the boat, they bring it in, they do some work on it, get it back running again, just like the big race crews.
What kind of fuel do they use?
Some of them run anything. Some of them are battery operated. Some of them running on things that they run, you know, turbines with. And then there's some of them run in the fuel. They'll run 110 octane.
Wow.
There's some of them run on nitromethane. There's a little everything out there.
Oh, that's great.
But it starts as a great event to bring the kids out to. The racing starts on Saturday, runs all day Saturday and all day on Sunday, and it's really a lot of fun.
Something to come see.
Very family friendly,
Okay.
and you get to Kelly's Landing off Highway 7 and Z, but toward Kaufman Bend area. But it's a neat event to see. But it starts this weekend.
Great.
And then
So when do the people get to see the big boats? Up in Laurie.
Well, that's going
That's
to be on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay. I consider that the start of the big boys show, but there's something going on every day.
Yeah, we get some of the golf tournament. We got the golf tournament that starts on Sunday, and then Monday is the treasure hunt.
Tell us about the treasure hunt. People who got these little shovels, and what are they doing?
That's it, Ron. That's Ron's little deal there. So.
we have a lot of sand down at Captain Ron's. We've got 2 beaches and a couple of sand volleyball courts. And what we do is there's about 400 little treasure chests. And each one of them has a number which coordinates, you know, to a prize or maybe not to a prize. But they hide these throughout the sand on our property.
How deep?
Well, last year they were a little too deep. Usually, you know,
Did you find them all from last
we
year?
didn't. Actually, there was about 60 of them we didn't find because they buried them too deep. But I promise they're not bringing shovels to dig in and bury these things this year. Usually within about 6 to 9 inches under the sand. But it's really cool. At a certain time, everybody takes off and they start running and start looking for these treasure chests. And if you find a silver one, you're guaranteed a really nice gift. And if you find a gold one, there's going to be 10 of them. There'll be a key in each one of the 10 gold boxes. And one of those keys will start the grand prize. And last year it was a 4-wheeler. And this year it's like a go-kart type of vehicle.
Yeah.
So one of those keys will start that, and they'll take home with it that prize. And it's all for $25. You get a dinner included, and then a great opportunity to find some gifts.
Anybody can play.
Anybody can play, and it is really a lot of fun to see anywhere
Any
from
age.
15-year-old kids to 70-year-old kids out there digging in the sand looking for treasure.
It's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
It really is. But that's Monday night, and it's a great event. There's still tickets available. The Lori Sunrise Beach Rotary Club, that's their big fundraiser for the Shootout, and they put this event on, and so you can see any Rotarian or stop by the restaurant, and you can get tickets for it.
We're so glad you support so many good things. Tell us about some of the benefits that area charity organizations and nonprofits get from this, because you don't make all the money.
No.
We don't retain any of it.
No.
Really.
Right.
The only thing we retain is just the monies to do the advertising, and a lot of that is all done in kind, so we don't even have a lot of that stuff. Everything that we get goes right back out to all the charities. So.
And tell us about some of the people who benefit from that. Not all of them, but some.
The fire departments are big beneficiaries of it. It's one of Kaufman Benn's major fundraisers for the year. And you go all the way from that down to the Camden County Saddle Club, for instance. They have some people that come in and they do some things. And they got the Rotary, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Lake West Chamber, and Sunrise Beach side does that. Quite a bit of stuff with it.
Kiwanis clubs, Elks clubs.
So
the
they
Habitat for Humanity.
So they provide man hours or person hours to help get this thing going and organize and man some of the events, and then you disperse the proceeds from this whole operation, from all the prizes, and I'm sure there's some rewards, but
it's all volunteer.
Everybody
The board, from the board all the way down to the person selling T-shirts out there, it's all volunteer. We had 569 volunteers last year to put this event on. I mean, it takes a huge force, and the entire lake area comes together with all these different organizations. And people come in from Omaha and from over in Kansas, and they come down just to volunteer for the Shootout. I mean, because it's such a worthwhile event. So people come from all over. They volunteer their time during the week and on the weekend to help put this on, to park cars, to sell T-shirts, to be patrol boats out on the course, to being at the radar guns. But everybody volunteers. Everything. They all volunteer, and then what we do is we tally. They can pick which charity they want to put their hours towards, and then we tally all those up. We take the amount of money that we brought in less our expenses, and then we give it all back based on the hours of donation.
That tells a lot about who the organization is, but I think that's been your mode of operation ever since you've been in business here too, Ron. You've been a very generous person to your community. So we have the big event on Wednesday up there in Lori, where people get to meet the drivers, the racers, and their crew, and see the big boats, but don't touch. And lots of celebration and camaraderie, because those drivers are competitive, but they all love each other in so many ways. Yeah, they're family.
Yeah.
Not everybody in the family loves everybody, but it's all a good group and you get to talk to them, take pictures, lots of good things, right?
And they'll explain the boats, explain their hardware. They're eager to talk about what's going on and what they're doing and how they've changed, and what they bring their it's a big show and shine event, really. I mean, they bring their semis out, they bring their neat trailers, and everything is there to display what they have accomplished, basically, and they're willing to share those avenues and things that they've done to get to that point.
Do you get any national media on this?
We do, actually. Boat US Magazine is going to be here. SpeedOnTheWater.com, which used to be Powerboat Magazine, the guy from Powerboat. Boating Magazine.
I think ESPN ought to be doing this too, shouldn't they?
Performance Boats.
We've actually had some contact with them, but haven't been able to get them over. We talked about them
too much football starting, I think.
Yeah.
We're getting more and more exposure each year, and as this
one of these days, you're going to break the crust.
Well, this becomes national news. I mean, we have people coming from all four corners of the United States, and from Canada, from Argentina,
from Norway last year.
From Norway, and I think he's going to be back again this year. They're coming from all over the place. We had some crew members from Doc Jansen that came from China, and 2 years ago, I believe. So they're coming from all over, and it's a big deal out in the community. I'm getting calls from everywhere, from New York, from Wisconsin, from Minnesota, from Seattle, Washington, from California.
So you're putting it on the map.
It's on the map.
It's on the map. It's there.
It is there.
And that's all thanks to a lot to. We don't want to boast what we have done more than anything, but the fire departments that had started this thing 25 years ago had a vision. And it's just grown, and it has been coming, and we just took their vision, and I think secretively we got into their mind and figured out what they really wanted to do. It's just had the manpower to do it, and we've done it. Because it's Dorauer and all those guys that are out there that have done this thing from the beginning have just done a fantastic job.
Now, is there a memorial event with this too? Or
There is,
tell us about that.
and that's new this year. We are building a memorial for Bob Morgan, and then it's also a combination Hall of Fame. There's never been a Shootout Hall of Fame. We talked about it a couple of years ago, decided we wanted to do that. We decided to choose this year as the 25th anniversary to unveil that Hall of Fame or get it started. And then in conjunction, I wanted to do something for Bob down on our property. You know, he was killed a couple of years ago in a boating accident down in Key West. And he was a longtime supporter. You know, he was a Top Gun for a couple of years. He was one of the originators of the event and was just a huge supporter. And so we wanted to do something down at Captain Ron's to memorialize Bob. And so we're building this. And the weather, as we speak, the weather has played a little bit of an interesting part in getting this done. But it will be done, and it is really turning out to be a neat event. But we will have we'll have a Hall of Fame dinner on Thursday night up at the Stables at Cannon Smoke Saloon. It's our barbecue place up on Lake Road 539. And then the auction will be right afterwards. And then on Saturday morning, we're actually going to unveil this memorial. And I think it's going to be something to see. We're going to have a flyover at the same time. There's going to be the winner of our senior hard out contest down there singing America the Beautiful. And all this is going to happen, and I believe we're going to have several thousand people down there to witness this. And we're selling memorial bricks on the pavers on the walkway. And we're going to be selling those for years to come. So we believe it's going to be a fundraiser for the Shootout charities for many, many years to come. I mean, there's thousands of bricks down there that can be purchased. So anyway, it should be a neat deal. It's going to happen at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Certainly invite everybody out to see that because it's going to be something to see.
Absolutely.
And the race starts
At 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock on
Right
Saturday.
right after the unveiling, the race will start. And we've got a special run to start the race, and it's kind of a secret, but we have one boat that's going to be going down the course first, and then after that, the racing begins.
And prior to that, there will be some PWCs that run. They start at 8:30.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to play.
And there'll be
A little quieter water for them to run in.
Right.
We're hoping for. Get a little bigger speed
Right.
out of them.
And then Tim Siebold is going to be doing an exhibition run sometime between 9:30 and 10 o'clock.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot going on.
My heart pulse is just going right now.
I get goosebumps. I just love it.
Well, this is great. Ron, it's always a joy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Mark, it's nice to
Nice
meet
to
you
meet
and
you.
have you here too. Now we know why this is such a successful event, because you have so many people at the top running it and so many volunteers.
It's the volunteers that make it happen.
Yeah,
Without the
absolutely.
volunteers, we can plan everything we want. And if those guys
Absolutely.
can make them happy and they don't come in and do their thing and graciously give their time, this event doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
They get a T-shirt
They get a T-shirt for their volunteers.
and a big thank you.
Yes,
That's
huge
right.
thank you.
That's good. Well, folks, my blood pressure is running pretty high right now because this is an exciting event. This is probably the feature event of things going on here at Lake of the Ozarks. And so if you want to get involved, these are the guys to talk to. You know where Captain Ron's is there on Highway 5. Please take advantage of enjoying the show. There will be a lot of people there, we know, but that's just what makes it all the better. Get involved, come down and watch, have a good time. This is the reason why we want you to know that Lake of the Ozarks is a wonderful place to live and a fantastic place to visit. My name is Mike Courier. If you ever want to get any of your people on the show and talk about your organization or how you contribute to the quality of life here at the lake, or if you'd like to be on promoting your work here at the lake, please give us a call. Our URL is here at the bottom of the screen. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.